Hello traders, this is Brian from FinancialTradingJournal.com. Today is October 12th, 2013, and welcome back to this week's FX Weekly Analysis. The focus or the major headlines of this week is still revolving around the U.S. government budget and the debt ceiling. The only thing I have to comment is, do we really expect governments to find a solution ahead of time? Most of the time, governments around the world, it's not just the U.S., always find a solution right at the last minute. That's always how it is. I don't know if it's groupthink or group psychology or what it is about democracy, but basically all the time there's always going to be somebody in the room that says, no, I don't like that deal. And then they're going to drag it on all the way till the last minute, and then they're going to cave. That's always how it is. So basically, we're going to get a solution by the deadline, which is the 17th. That's when the debt ceiling has to reach a solution. Otherwise, the U.S. is going to default. So basically, up until the 17th, it's just going to be mixed market reactions across the board. But basically, between now and then, the markets are going to either price in a solution or price in a default. And either one is going to affect the markets. So that's all I have to say as far as headlines goes. As for the analysis, I'm going to do something different this week. I'm only going to focus on the charts where I have something to comment on. I can tell you across the board, monthly charts, daily charts, and weekly charts do not have any new developments yet. The only daily chart I plan to show is pound dollar. The rest of the pairs, I will only focus on the 4-hour chart. If you guys want to look at the monthly, weekly, and daily charts, then just go on the website. It's on fxweeklyanalysis.com, and you can see the charts there. But as far as this video goes, I'm only going to mainly focus on the 4-hour charts, because all of the pairs have basically price channels right now, and they're all in the price channel. And on the higher time frames, there's not much to comment on. So let's get started. So first up, we have dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, you'll notice this channel right here was the old channel, and this week what we're looking to form is this new channel. So this new channel is drawn from this high to that old high there. I just drew a line, created a parallel line down, and that just happens to be where we are right now. Moving forwards, if this channel is in play, then it's going to bounce here and continue upwards. If not, then it's going to bounce down to test the old channel line, and then unless it breaks that, I think my old target of the low 1.02 region, that's probably going to be invalid now, because it doesn't seem like it wants to go back down, because it's been about 3 weeks now and it hasn't retraced back down there at all. So at the rate that it's going, it's probably just going to continue going upwards. The question is, which channel is it going to follow? Is it going to follow the new one right here or the old one? And if either of these two don't hold, then it's going to break down and go towards my region. But it doesn't look like that's happening from where the market is right now, especially if a solution to the debt ceiling is going to come into play. Once it does come into play, then dollar CAD is probably just going to go straight up. So that's it for the dollar CAD. Aussie dollar, similar situation. We have an upward channel as well, which is weird because this is in the same direction as dollar CAD. This one should be a downward channel, but from what I can see, all I see is an upward channel. There's no downward channel drawn, because in order to have a downward channel, you would need to have a high, a lower high, a low, and a lower low, but we don't have a lower low yet. So until price breaks down below this channel to form something down here, we don't have a downward channel yet. Right now we only have an upward channel, and price is still consolidating here. Based on how price is moving, if price continues upwards, it's probably going to break the old high and target the 9697 regions, as I mentioned in previous FX Weekly analysis. If not, and this 38.2 fib level holds, and this forms a double top from here to here, then it will go down, and then that will hopefully form the downward channel. But until that happens, as you can see, it's still going to be stuck in this upward channel, and it's slow moving. Just like the dollar CAD, it's moving really slowly. It takes about a week to move a few pips. Like this week, for the most part, it's just consolidating in the same range. So we'll see what happens moving forwards. So that's all I have for the Aussie dollar. Up next, we have the euro dollar. Euro dollar, unlike the other pairs, has a downward channel. Downward channel is just formed here. Previously, I had an upward channel drawn between here to here and here to here for this region, but that broke, and then we formed this downward channel now. And based on the trend lines, we're probably going to target somewhere down here in the 3.3 region. So about 250 pips down. We already bounced off of the upper limit here. So we're looking for price to continue moving downwards over the next week. And going into the solution, as I mentioned on previous pairs, once the solution is found, then euro dollar should continue moving down. The only one that's questionable is Aussie dollar, which has the upward channel. So that's all I have for the euro dollar. And then the pound dollar follows something similar to this as well. But before I get to the 4-hour chart on the pound dollar, I just want to look at the daily chart for now. Daily chart, what I want to show is that I have two trend lines drawn. The first trend line is drawn from this low to this low, and then it continues all the way up to here, and that's where we are right now. The second trend line is drawn from this low to these lows over here, which is slightly higher. So you'll notice there's a slight gap between the two trend lines. And this one continues all the way up to here. The second trend line already broke, but what we still have is the first trend line. So moving forwards, we are looking at scenario number, I think either number 2 or 3 from last week. I don't remember the numbering of the scenarios, but we're looking for the one that breaks the daily trend line. So moving forwards, it has to break this daily trend line with a solid close in order to continue moving downwards. But currently we do not have that yet, because as you can see, we have several small candles with upper wicks and lower wicks here. And when we switch to the 4-hour chart, you'll see that we were consolidating between the two trend lines. But on Friday, we had these pin bars up here. You'll notice on the way up, these were relatively small candles. Then we had a pin bar followed by continuation, went back down here, tested the trend line, and bounced again. So now moving forwards, this trend line will act as the pivot point, whether price wants to continue moving back up or if it's going to break and go back down. It's all based on whether or not they reach a depth ceiling solution. But I think that's what markets are pricing in, given that pound dollar has been going up for the past couple months now, and this is pretty much a retracement and depth ceiling play. So once they reach the solution, probably just going to continue moving down. The only thing I don't have drawn yet is a downward channel, but you can see that we are forming a downward channel because you have a high here, lower high, a low here, a lower low. So this will eventually form a downward channel once we break the trend lines. So that's it for this week's FX Weekly Analysis. I kept it short just because of the uncertainty surrounding the depth ceiling solution. But given that it's the US, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to reach the solution. If they don't reach the solution by the 17th, then they'll probably just extend it by a day or two and then reach the solution afterwards. And once the solution is reached, the markets will probably rally on that. So that's it. Be careful trading this week, and I'll see you next Saturday for next week's FX Weekly Analysis.